All right. Good evening. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, and please remain standing for the invocation by Pastor Robert Lewis of the Blackwood United Methodist Church. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Everybody in receipt of the information that's gone down the street with the big fire?
Yes.
So I'm going to include those in my prayers. God, we thank you for watching over us and protecting us, for giving us wisdom and discernment. I pray for this group as they lead and as they manage. Provide them your wisdom, provide your care, be with our township, keep those that live here safe. We pray, God, for those who are fighting fire that's burning right now. We pray for protection. We pray, Lord, that you would give them an opportunity to get that handled without much fuss. We ask, God, that you would bless each one of here, redeem their time to them, give them favor with those they come in contact with. And Lord, we ask that you would provide them wisdom as they make decisions on behalf of all those who live here. We give you thanks. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
This regular meeting of the Township Council is being held in accordance with the scheduled meetings of the Township Council established and adopted by the Township Council, which designated the time and date and place of this meeting. Adequate public notice of this meeting has been provided pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act. We're using an electronic amplifying recording device in order to obtain a clear and audible record, and request all those wishing to speak be recognized and state your name and address directly into the microphone. The recording device be solely utilized by the Township Clerk's Office for the preparation of minutes and shall be the official record of the Township Council meetings. Madam Clerk, now the roll call, please.
Mr. Inyon.
Here.
Mrs. Albright-Trussell.
Here.
Mrs. Grace Love. Mr. Ash.
Here.
Ms. Walters.
Here.
Mr. Castro.
Here.
Mr. Mercado.
Present.
Mr. Carlemere.
Here.
Mr. Cardis.
Here.
Chief Harkins.
I believe he's at the fire.
Mr. Hill.
Here. We'll now our public comment portion. This is for agenda items only. Each is entitled to 3 minutes. There's 15 minutes total for the first public portion. After this public comment period is over, council at that time may respond to those questions or concerns. When I speak on any agenda items only. We'll close public comment. Bid report.
Sir.
I'm sorry, you went so quick, I missed.
Mr. Leader.
Thank you. David Leader. I was looking at R25:07-280. You folks were all hired to help us spend money carefully. And when I look at the manual checks figure, it says that a computer printout was provided. So I assume the council has looked at those computer printouts and say, yeah, this makes sense. I'm going to authorize spending $1 million in manual checks. So I'd like to know what major item is going manual checks to be over $1 million. Resolution R-2507-282. Does anybody on council know why these refunds are required? It's not explained as on other documents that the clerk has provided. R25:07-293. This has to do with the batting cages. We're spending almost $1 million for batting cages. I have some questions. Is this facility indoors? I remember at a previous council meeting that subject came up, and I recall whether it was said it's indoors or outdoors. Next question is, do all residents have access to these cages? Now, if those cages were built, could I go over there, sit, one's available, and does the township provide batting equipment, or do the residents have to bring their own? Is the question. And will ensure the safety of the residents during the use of these cages? Another question. Thank you for hearing me.
Thank you. Is there anyone else? Seeing to close the public comment. Cardis, on the, I don't have the bill list, I didn't print that up, I take a look at it, but Mr. addressed these certain items over $1 million for manual checks. I can think off the top of my head, when the schools, both Blackbird Pike and Gloucester Township, those are manual checks that are provided.
I see, without the list, I believe one of those manual checks is the $891,000 for the Murray property. So
That
would,
closed last week.
yes, so that would be a significant portion of that $1,090,000. But again, without having that list, I cannot, you know, had I had an email to look at, I would have researched it more.
Okay, so we'll get back to Mr. Leader on
Yep,
that.
yep.
On these refunds on Resolution 282, that was requested by the Finance Office.
Yep, they are for building, correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Carlemere, they're refunds for escrows that have been placed for various buildings. Once those buildings have deemed to be complete and acceptable, they are entitled to get the balance remaining in those escrow accounts back.
Okay, regarding the batting cages will be indoors. Do all residents have access to them? They we use for our athletic organizations. So I think about the fields that we currently have in town. If I wanted to go to Blackwood Kiwanis and have a pickup game, I just couldn't have a pickup game, even though it's a township thing, because those fields are scheduled. They're scheduled through the recreation department. So I imagine any type of scheduling that takes place for the indoor batting cages would go through the rec department. Do all the batting equipment, will that be provided? I'm not sure if that would be provided. And then as far as safety of the residents, about a year before I got on council, the township had completed the recreation center in Cherrywood, and that rec center is staffed up with people from our parks and rec. To my knowledge, there are no issues there. People are, during the day, people have to ring a doorbell to get in there. With the batting cages, that will be staffed most likely by parks and rec people.
There will be an office there too.
And there will be an office there. Okay. Thank you. Next is our ordinance, second reading. Public hearing will be held on this ordinance 0-25, excuse me, let me backtrack. Bid report, Gloucester Township Community Park batting cages. May I have a motion, please?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
On the question, roll call, please.
Mr. Meunier?
Yes.
Mrs. Albright Troxel?
Yes.
Mr. Nash?
Yes.
Mrs. Walters?
Yes.
Mr. Castro?
Yes.
Mr. Mercado?
Yes. Bear with me today, I left my readers in the car, but, all right, here we go. Ordinance second reading, there will be public hearing for order -25-19. An ordinance reading Chapter 39 of the Code of the Township of Gloucester entitled Minors and Parent Responsibility of the Code Book of the Township of Gloucester, County of Camden, and State of New Jersey. This ordinance identifies certain offenses, and that those offenses that would place responsibility, parents have a certain responsibility. There will be unlawful for any parent or legal guardian or any other adult person having the care of custody of a minor child under 18 years of age by act or word or failure to act on a lack of supervision and control over that minor to encourage, contribute towards, cause, or attempt to cause said child to violate this ordinance by reason of the activity of the minor child within the Township of Gloucester. It defines what supervisions of that child. It will be lawful for any parent or legal guardian or any other person to have custody of that minor child to assist, aid, abet, or allow, or permit, or encourage that minor to violate the provisions of this ordinance. If, when apprehension of violators and under the age of 18 is apprehended in violation of the ordinance, and they have been brought before the judge of the Division of Camden County Juvenile Court and Domestic Relations Court, and upon the court's determination that the child is guilty of the offense within the purview of this ordinance, the parent, legal guardian, or other person having care or custody of that said minor may be summoned before the municipal court judge, the town of Gloucester, in order to provide supervision of the minor. A second offense shall cause the parent or legal guardian or other person having custody of that child to be subject to penalties up to a fine of not to exceed $2,000 or by imprisonment for a term not to exceed 90 days or both. We'll open up this ordinance. Anyone would like to speak on this ordinance? None. We'll close the hearing. May I have a motion, please?
I'll make that motion.
A second.
On the question, roll, please.
Mr. Mignon?
Yes.
Mrs. Albright Troxel?
Yes.
Mr. Nash?
Yes.
Mrs. Walters?
Yes.
Mr. Castro?
Yes.
Mr. Mercado?
Yes. Next is our consent agenda. Any council member would like to have any item removed from the consent agenda, please speak up. On Resolution 282, there are 4 different entities listed there. That first entity for Block 12104, Lot 7, can I have that removed? Finance had asked to have that removed from this list. So I have a motion to amend Resolution 282 to take out that first entity.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
On the question? Roll call, please.
Yes.
Mrs. Albright Troxel?
Yes, to
Mr.
amend.
Nash?
Yes.
Mrs. Walters?
Yes.
Mr. Castro?
Yes.
Mr. Mercado?
Yes. Can I have a motion to accept the consent agenda as amended?
I'll make motion. Second.
On the question? Roll, please.
Mr. Mignon?
Yes.
Mrs. Albright Troxel?
Yes.
Mr. Nash?
Yes.
Mrs. Walters?
Yes.
Mr. Castro?
Yes.
Mr. Mercado?
Yes. Next is our GTE Gov Access emails. We have 1, 2, 3. That one is a solicitation.
Yes.
Okay. First is from Ron Smith and Millbridge Road. Glenn, are there any plans to build a spray ground or splash pad at any of our playgrounds? Not to my knowledge, Mr. Carr, is that something that has been brought up in any Parks and Recs meetings over years or anything?
I mean, it has been brought up in the past, but there has been no serious consideration of it.
No plans at this time? Okay. Next is Dina Hendry. Dina Hendry is from 89 Lamp Post Lane, Somerdale. I was reading the Township's Community Development Block Grant Notice, and notice it says that the Gloucester Township Economic Development Corporation oversees economic development and works with the township to offer services to developers and businesses. It also says this group helps run township events like the Business Breakfast and the Food and Craft Beer Festival. But according to the township's own website, the group is now called the Gloucester Township Economic Development Partnership Corporation. The contact information listed is tied directly to the mayor's office using the mayor's township's email and phone number. It also refers to economic development consultants, but doesn't name who they are. From what I understand, this group was originally private and even lost the rights to the old EDC name at one point. So now I'm wondering, is the Gloucester Township Economic Development Partnership a private organization or a public one? It is private, it's a 501c3. Private, why is it being described in township documents and on the township website like it's a part of the municipal government? It is organizing, they from laws, and I'll just read the purpose of the corporation, that they organize and operate exclusively for charitable, educational, other purposes. to encourage and foster and stimulate commerce, trade, business, finance, and professional interests within Gloucester Township. They promote, advocate, and stimulate civic, commercial, industrial, and agricultural interests. They gather information. They promote the creation of job opportunities for township residents.
7:15 p.m.
What is that?
7:15 p.m.
I'm sorry, the thing's actually. But it does not have the authority or any decision-making power under the government of Gloucester Township. It is a two-way, mutually supportive partnership. If it's organizing township branded events and working with developers, what authority does it actually have? Again, it's working together. They do not have any decision-making power. And are they subject to any public transparency rules like Oprah? They are not subject to Oprah. If any records that they have are provided to the township, then they would be subjected to Oprah, but otherwise they are exempt. They're not subject to Oprah. And our last one is from Nancy Kelly Gentile, who is here in the audience. Would you like me to read? This will count towards your. Okay, so this will count towards your time and your only time speaking during the public portion. Okay, from 210 Keystone Avenue, Back on March 24th, Council passed a resolution naming the Michaels Organization as the conditional redeveloper for Block 18403, Lot 20 at the old Nike base. The resolution said they had 90 days to reach a redevelopment agreement with a possible 60-day extension if the business administrator approved it. Can you tell us if the agreement has been signed yet? And if not, was the 60-day extension ever granted? When will the final deadline be? No, the agreement has not been signed yet. No, an extension has not been granted or signed off by the business administrator. And no, we do not have a final deadline at this point. Okay. Now we'll open up the second public portion. Each speaker is entitled to 5 minutes. There's 30 minutes total for the public portion. Anyone wishing to speak, please raise your hand. Each speaker can speak one time. And then at the end of that public portion, council may respond to those questions and comments. Mr. Leader, Ms. Coyne, Mr. Everett.
Day Leader in Glendora. A year ago, I tried to borrow a bicycle from the township's borrow a bicycle lot on Railroad Street, and I was told that there are no bicycles, and that haven't been bicycles for a long time. Another township employee told me that if you ride around the area there, you will find the township bicycles rusting away on people's front lawns. So I thought there would be a check and balance for people who borrow a bicycle so that someone could go after them. Say, you took a bicycle, you signed out here, if you get your license or credit card or whatever, to say you got to bring it back. Apparently that's not the case because the employee that nobody does anything. They just, if they come in, they just go out again and they never see them again. So I read on the website today that the program and investments have been revitalized. What safeguards are in place in the newly relaunched program to assure that bikes are returned? I want to get an update on my quest to team. I know council doesn't really care. They've given me advice and I've taken it. Over a month ago, I updated the council on my quest to become a member of the Green Team. Mr. McNone said that he would talk to the mayor's office on my behalf. I have not received a call or email as a result of Mr. McNone's contact. Council then advised me to beg the mayor's office for information on becoming a member of the Green Team. I have message for the mayor's chief of staff, Cruz, a month ago, and heard back nothing. That's what I heard. Mr. Cruz has got a salary of $170,000, but he doesn't have the common courtesy to call back a resident.
Okay, thank you.
Good evening, Denise Coyne,
Good evening.
Choose. At the July 14th council meeting, the public watched something that didn't feel right. A councilwoman had resigned. A replacement was appointed the same night. And while council president did explain that her resignation had been submitted and became effective June 30th, none of that was listed on the agenda. There was no mention that a council seat had become vacant or that an appointment would be made. The council had until July 25th to make the appointment. They didn't have to rush to do it on July 14th. They had more than a week left. The council could have called a special meeting before the July 25th deadline. That would have given them more time to be transparent, notify the public, and show that they cared about doing it right. But they didn't. They rushed through on July 14th, even though they had other options. Before entering closed session, the council president said the three nominees submitted by the Democratic Committee would be discussed, which is permitted under the Open Public Meetings Act. Council is allowed to go into executive session to discuss the qualifications or background of individual candidates. But what we're not allowed to do is make a final decision or form a consensus in private. The law is clear. Deliberations that lead to a decision must take place in public. So while they could review resumes and discuss qualifications behind closed doors, once they returned to the public session, they should have explained their thinking. They should have openly discussed all three nominees before voting. That did not happen. When council came back out, the council president said, "We reviewed the three names submitted to council and believe there is a nomination." Only one name was put forward. The vice president made the motion, it was seconded, and there was a roll call vote. No of the other two candidates, no public discussion, just one name. And the man being appointed was already here, seated with his family. At least they were notified in advance. The nominee wasn't chosen in public, he was chosen in private. And even though the vote was technically held in public, it was treated like a formality, not an open decision. Then, during closing comments, after the new member had already been sworn in, the council president talked about the qualifications of the other two nominees. But at that point, it didn't matter. The decision had already been made behind closed doors, and the public wasn't there to watch it. Decisions were made, a vote was held, and a new council member was appointed without any opportunity for the public to ask questions or to comment. And let's not ignore the timing. The councilwoman ran in the June 10th primary. Just 15 days later, she submitted her resignation. The council president said she had been contemplating it for a while and that he asked her to hold on. These questions, because if she stayed on the ballot, she won, and then stepped aside in a way that allowed the party to control who filled her seat. By resigning after the primary, they ensured the party could keep control of the seat without giving the voters a say in who replaced her. That might be legal, but it's purely political. It let party insiders install a successor without public input or accountability. And here's something even more serious. The resolution to enter the executive session was not listed on the agenda. Just a boilerplate, if needed line that appears on every agenda. Under Open Public Meetings Act, that's not enough. A specific resolution must be adopted in public before entering closed session, stating the subject, the legal basis, and when the discussion will be made public. If that isn't done properly, and there's no indication it was, the executive session may not have been lawful. Also troubling is that there was no specific resolution confirming the appointment of the new council member listed on the July 14th agenda. It was never read, moved, or adopted in public. Filling a vacant elected seat is not a minor administrative action. It's a major decision. and the public deserves to see it happen clearly and in the open. We were left with no public record of any resolution being adopted that night. That's not transparency. It's not accountability. And it raises real questions about whether the appointment is even valid. This is exactly why Gloucester Township needs change. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Everett? Sir, you'll be right after with him, okay?
Good evening. I'm Brian Everett. I live on Fernwood Drive in Glendora.
Good evening.
I hope everyone's doing all right. I'm here tonight for something that I think is exciting as an opportunity. I wanted to ask my township council to consider crafting a resolution and passing a resolution that asks our state lawmakers to support and pass the Climate Superfund Act in Trenton. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the bill, but it basically gives local towns, county governments, and so on funding through a form of a tax from the state's top polluters. Oil companies, so on and so forth, that have contributed to climate change and the climate crisis that different portions of the state are facing. And if this were to be passed, communities like ours would then be able to use portions of those funds to clean up, to rebuild, and get back to normal after a big natural disaster would occur, whether that would be flooding, heaven forbid, a tornado, something of that sort. And I think it's a great opportunity for three main reasons. There might be more than three. First, whenever it rains in my house, I'm not much of a prayer person myself, but I pray every time it rains that little sump pump in my basement does not stop. The amount of water that goes and goes and goes on the different rainstorms is pretty astonishing. And in my corner of Glendora, it's not just me. I see other residents pumping out their basement after rainstorms. They'll throw the carpets to the curb like they're done. And I know even businesses in Glendora face these issues too. I know Tony Morelli's farm market, they regularly face flash flooding issues during some of our heavier rainfalls. So when those things occur, we might be able to use those funds as a community to help residents and to help businesses rebuild after there's damage, but then possibly use those funds for infrastructure that prevents big floods like that. We may be able to use those funds to further bolster and to enhance our sewer system. So that way it's fully functional, prevents flooding of those sorts. And since some estimates or guesstimates suggest, the state could bring $2.5 to $5 billion through this act, that's more money that's just throughout the entire state's economy for addressing these issues. And maybe that ends up helping local, county, or state employees with their health insurance programs. We might be able to actually restore funding for them as well. I also would venture to guess our state lawmakers in this 4th district would be a fan of passing this bill. Last I heard, there had been 50-some towns throughout the state that had produced similar resolutions. And I'm of the mind where, the worst thing we'll hear is no, or no thank you. So I think this is a good opportunity for Gloucester Township and for the state of New Jersey. So that's my request to the town council this evening. I have informational papers to give you. They're I'll give to you.
Do you have bill number?
The bill number, the Senate bill is 3545, and the Assembly bill number is A4696. Some people call it the Make Polluters Pay bill. Other people refer to it as the Climate Superfund Act.
Thank you.
Of course.
Mr. Mercado, I've been advised that or notified that the sound on the YouTube channel is not currently working.
Okay.
So I don't know whether it's working off our website. I think it still ties into YouTube.
Thank you, Eric.
Thank you for your time.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Just I have a few items. My name is Matthew Paul Wojciechowski. I live in Ariel, and I've been here in Gloucester Township since 1990. I looked at last month's meeting, and there was mentioned something about planting new trees. The township seems like they cannot take care of the trees they have at the, like the trees along Peter Cheeseman, which is adjacent to the township park. Those leaves are really too low. I've been kind of forced to cut down 3 trees on my property because I've been summoned to court because the leaves being down, too low. I had them trimmed a few years back, and by trimming the trees on the one side so they wouldn't be over the sidewalk or the street, the other side of the tree would look funny. So I spent down dollars and cut down 3 trees and trim other ones. Loan something, whether it's me or the township, there's a cost of maintenance, and that includes the batting cages. I crossed out batting cages because you already talked to them. I talked about that. The other thing is, I was reading something about some ordinances about S49-1 on chapter 49, something about entertainment on Sundays. Does that mean that bars across the street from me cannot show baseball, football games on Sunday? And the very last thing I think here is the thing of wild animals. I have grass, so rabbits, not my rabbits, but the township rabbits eat that grass. So am I in violation? Anybody having a bird feeder, would they violation the feeding wild animals? And also, I cut down a bunch of oak trees too because the acorns feed squirrels. And the Chums landfill. Years ago, they discovered radioactive water in Chums landfill, and they could have treated the radioactive water on site, but the sewer department in Camden made a deal with the feds, the EA, for connection fee of over $1 billion to send that radioactive water into Camden for treatment. And I'm wondering if that's still working and who's paying the bill? Because I think that the Gems landfill situation, I think the federal government probably stopped. Maybe the state's paying it, or maybe the township, because the township allowed that radioactive water, according to the Sierra Club, to be dumped at Gems. And I don't know how much you could treat radioactive water, but they probably just dump it right back into the Delaware River, which we all drink from. And they're building new homes on Sicklerville Road. Lair, I believe, is building homes and townhomes. Years ago, I guess 33 years ago when I bought my home, you couldn't build homes no closer than 10 feet to the property line. In fact, I came to a couple township meetings and discussed that, and the one builder, since they already built the homes, and they had a 2-foot extension on their fireplaces, they were 8 feet from the property line. But Gimberling, the builder, got away with it through the township. Those homes along Sicklerville Road, they seem to be not 20 feet apart from each other. And I was just wondering, is that ordinance or law or rule in township still in effect? Thank you for your attention and your patience. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Wojciechowski. Thank you. Is there anyone else? Close the second public portion. Okay. Mr. Leader had comments regarding the bicycles and safeguards, if they're in place. Yes, they're missing for a couple of years, more than a couple of years. Jim, you're on that bike path a lot. So they returned this year, those bikes. Mr. What safeguards have been put in place? So I don't know what employee spoke to them that says they're on people's front yards, but.
Don't know what employee you talked to either, but in any case, you must use a credit card in order to take one of the bikes. The bikes are now equipped with GPS, so we can locate them if they are taken, stolen.
Okay.
The bikes that we had, even, though we did deal with some theft on those bikes dated back, I think they were 10 years old. That was a 10-year-old program. So we had problems with that program, but I foresee the same with this, since now we have the GPS and they're more secure.
Okay. All right, thank you. And Mr. Leader talked about the green team, and Mr. Leader, I can assure you, no one told you to beg the mayor's office for anything. So I disagree with your use of words. No one asked you to beg. I've given you information about the green team. That's if you want to pursue that, it's the mayor's office. We have nothing to do with the green team. We've informed the mayor's office. Mr. Mione's contacted the mayor's office. I'll follow up with Mr. Cruz personally for you, but no one asked you to beg. Ms. Coyne, you provided a lot of comments. There were no questions in there, I believe. But I'm confident that the process that we have followed was the correct process. It's the same process that we followed. Michelle Winters was appointed back in 2012, and again, that was questioned as well. And Tara Walters was appointed, and that was questioned as well. And Ms. Albright, Troxel, was appointed, that was questioned as well. We followed the same procedure each time. And when Mr. Castro was appointed, we followed that procedure. In fact, the other candidate was in the room as well. The other candidate, Mr. Singh, could not be here that evening, but was aware of it. The discussion took place here. It came out here. A resolution was made. A name was provided, and he was seated that evening. We followed the same procedure each time. Mr. Everett, thank you for providing this. We'll take a look at it, and if we have any questions or comments, I'm sure we'll have a contact information and respond to you. We can find you. Okay? And Mr. Wojciechowski, those trees and branches, Mr. Cars, can you take a look at those, if those branches are going over Peter Cheeseman Road, see if they're hovering over that. The feeding of wild animals, I think you're okay if your rabbits are eating some grass or you have a bird feeder. With Gems landfill, so that was cleaned up. We have no responsibility anymore. And if you could chime in, Mr. Carter, because you're intimately involved with that.
So my memory serves me, the township had a committee that were trustees that lasted until 1999. I believe in 1999, that was the settlement, which part of the settlement order that said the state took over control of the Gems landfill in 1999. Trustees were all abolished. At that time, it was designated and determined that all the leaching of anything water-wise was clear. There was a period of time when the CCMUA was participating and helping clear it up, but that was way prior to 1999. But in 1999, if my memory serves me, That was the time that the state took over control of the GEMS landfill.
The Lennar Townhomes across Man Mullen Middle School and Sicklerville Road. So as far as the spacing between it, any type, if they made any requests to be closer than 25 feet or whatever it may be, those requests will go in front of the planning board or the zoning board, and they were open to public comments if the public was interested in commenting on those particular projects. I know when you drive by, you take a look at it, they look very close to it. So I agree with you on that comment, but that's vetted through the planning board and or zoning board. The entertainment, could you give me that again? I'm sorry, because it's not something that was done here at council. I don't know where you got that from, about watching football on Sundays. If you could give me that.
Off your website, it was chapter 49, as in Sam, 49-1.
Website?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Oh,
It's
can you talk
Gloucester
about that,
Township.
Chief?
I'll look at it.
Okay, we'll take a look at that. Mr. Wachowski,
McHugh will look it up and see.
if you leave your contact number with Corporal Q back,
Yes, sir.
he raised his hand back there. There he is. He's the gentleman in the back. All right.
We'll get you the answer.
All right. Okay. Polling of directors.
Mr. Parliamentary.
Nothing to report.
Mr. Cardis.
Nothing to report.
Chief Harkins.
Just want to, again, publicly invite council and all the public, National Night Out next Tuesday, Tuesday night, August 5th. So we always have a great showing, and we'll be visiting several locations throughout the township. And just want to ask you all to come. And publicly, I wasn't at the last meeting when it was appointed. I want to congratulate Mr. Castro, and I look forward to working with you. And I know the public safety, and I appreciate it. So good luck with everything, and thank you all. Have a good night.
Thank you, Chief.
Mr. Gill.
Nothing to add, thank you.
Mr. Mew.
Thank you all for coming out tonight. Stay cool. And I do want to make mention to congratulations to Ariel Little League's 8-year-old team. They were one away from going to states. Congratulations to Blackwood's 10-year-olds. They were one win away from winning states. And lights are up at the Field of Dreams and the soccer complex at Valley Brook. Thank you. Stay cool.
Mrs. Albright Troxel.
Thank you for coming out on this hot evening, and try and stay cool, stay in air conditioning for your safety of your health. Thank you.
Mr. Nash.
I just wanted to give notification about an event for the Historical Society. I'll read it as an email I received. Calling all history lovers, history lecture on the lawn. It's an annual event organized by the Gloucester Township Historic and Scenic Preservation Committee. I still think they should shorten that. But that's August 10th, 4 p.m. It's a Sunday. It's at the Gabriel Davies Tavern. And there's free ice cream, and bring your blanket, bring a lawn chair. Enjoy some history of the town. Thank you.
Ms. Walters.
Thank you for everybody for coming out, and have a good week.
Mr. Castro.
Thank you for everyone for coming out, as well as Ms. said, stay, be careful out there. It's hot. Stay hydrated, and make sure you check up on your seniors. Thank you very much.
Mr. Mercado.
Thank you for coming out this evening and for your comments. I entertain a motion to adjourn. So moved. For a second.
Aye.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Have a great evening, everyone.